from now.
Okay.
All right, we should be live now. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to another AMA session with Tangible. I'm Jonas Mahmoud, the CCO of PEAKDEFI. Together with me is Jack, the CEO of Tangible, and Doreen, labeled Market Peak. So yeah, Doreen Hein is one of our analysts. She's working with our Launchpad very closely and managing all the IDOs as well with other parts of the PEAKDEFI team. And they decided to do another AMA session, another follow-up on our very first IDO, Tangible, which was a very successful IDO. And since our investors love the project, we thought, hey, let's do another AMA session. Let's see how the progress of the project is going, like especially right now with this current market situation and everything what went on like yesterday and the last 2 days. So I will not talk that much today. So I would say Doreen and Jack, welcome, and yeah, let's go.
Yeah. Thanks for the intro, Jonas. Let's start maybe with a quick introduction. So yeah, Jack, maybe talk a little bit about Tangible. What's your vision and mission for the project? And yeah, what is your plan for the future and everything?
Sure, yeah. Tangible is an NFT marketplace for real world assets. Mission is to democratize access to these asset classes. We're live. We've been live since July, initially with gold bars, wine, watches, and then towards the start of Q3, we launched our first house. And then recently, as of a couple of weeks ago, we launched Real USD, which is a stable coin backed by real estate.
How much have you already sold through watches and gold and everything?
Sure. Our TVL right now is 103,000, I think. You can follow it live on DeFi Llama. That's how much stuff that is basically tokenized and belongs to other people.
Great, yeah. And how long did it take you to sell your first unit with Tangible on the marketplace?
The first house sold in about 2 weeks, over a 2-week period. We haven't listed our next one yet. We probably will in the next few weeks. As the Real USD treasury grows, then the treasury will buy the house and anyone else that wants to chip in as well.
That was pretty fast. I was pretty amazed by that. So 2 weeks, one unit, that's pretty crazy for a new project. Were you happy with the solution?
Yeah, we're definitely happy in terms of some usage in the bear market. It's obviously not where we want to be. You know, we want to be tokenizing billions of dollars worth of stuff. But yeah, tough market conditions, and it's a long process building trust with users, especially when it comes to off-chain stuff, where users aren't sure about the process, who owns the stuff, does the stuff even exist? For example, we see a lot of issues there with some tokenization projects. So it's a long process of building trust with users, getting users used to the process. And just sometimes these new things take a long time. Like if you look at OpenSea or Uniswap, their first 2 years, user number and volume number, it's just a flat chart. It's a complete trough of sorrow, like 2 users a day, no volume at all. And then they went on to be the biggest things in the previous cycle. So sometimes these things just take time, especially the things that are kind of driving big change and are novel mechanisms, things that people aren't used to.
Yeah, especially with the current situation, also with FTX yesterday and Binance, the people are scared. And in this market situation, it's pretty difficult. Yeah. What would you say are the advantages if investors invest in your project instead of watches or gold, in the real life?
Yeah, I think one of the advantages is just that it's portable across DeFi, and it's kind of accessible anywhere in the world. Another advantage is that you're paying in crypto, so you don't need to go back into fiat. Another advantage is that you don't need to worry about storage and custody and all these things, security. It's all stored for you. I think the main advantage in terms of real estate is just that it's accessible to smaller ticket sizes. So if you think about, it's so difficult right now with mortgage rates, especially where they are, to actually get a buy-to-let property. It's just not profitable. Whereas here with Tangible, because we're collectively buying a house together, we don't need a mortgage. And then, you're earning 8, 10, 12% yield, even with $100, $200. I think that's the biggest advantage.
Yeah. I think also, as you said, you buy all the units in cash. So that's, the main advantage, I think, because, it doesn't cut into profits at the current situation. So, that's why I love Tangible that much and also invested in it because it's, pretty nice. Regarding the 3.3 NFTs, which you sold via our Launchpad, the investors also get a percentage of the marketplace fees, right? Can you explain that a bit? Because I think many of our investors don't know that and don't know where to claim and everything. So it would be pretty practical if you can explain that.
Yeah, sure. So all of the marketplace fees on Tangible accrue to the token holders. 33% is used to buy and burn the token, and 66% is distributed in USDC to people that have locked up their tokens and own these 3.3 plus NFTs. A 3.3 plus NFT is just an NFT that represents your locked tokens. So it's kind of like a semi-liquid way for you to get out of your locked position, because you can just sell that NFT to someone else and you're out of your position. But the underlying tokens are still locked, and they emit slowly on a curve over now 3.5 years left for the people that locked for the maximum 4 years. And holders of these NFTs earn fees from the marketplace. Like I said, in USDC, paid out daily. Every time there's a transaction on the marketplace, it happens automatically. And you just connect your wallet to the website, and in the top right-hand corner, it says USDC rewards. You press that button and you press claim. Yeah.
And for those who don't know, the URL is tangible.store. So if you want to connect your wallet and have a look there. And since the IDO, how have you evolved? I saw you launched, and also you already said, the real USD stable coin. Can you explain it a bit? What is it? And how has everything evolved?
Yeah, so I'd think the main evolution since we launched is we got early feedback from users. We don't really care about watches right now. We don't really care about wine right now, particularly in a bear market. If you look at Rolex, AP, all of the kind of luxury watch prices are all down, horrendously down, 30%, and maybe going to drop further. People said we are interested in real estate, however, because we're interested in earning yield. So we tokenized our first house. That went well, spoke to users again. Early feedback is that we're worried about liquidity. What if there's not a buyer for the house when we want to sell it? Or all these sorts of things. That kind of then evolved into real USD, where people can access the yield, and also they're accessing a diversified basket of houses which are backing real USD. So you don't need to worry about what happens if the tenant doesn't pay, or there's a fire, the house burns down, whatever it may be. And you've got instant liquidity because it's a stable coin. You can earn the yield with $10, and you can sell back into the curve pool immediately. So it brings that vision, and it brings the vision forward much faster, basically. It allows everyone to get access to the yield and wealth preservation of real estate, but in a kind of simpler, cleaner form with much faster, deeper liquidity. So it's kind of like an expansion on the initial vision. And we think we're getting much, much closer now to product market fit, something that people are really reacting well to, and that we think is going to scale fast once we deploy our affiliate program in the next couple of days.
And what do you think differentiates our stablecoin in contrast to others?
Yeah,
because
sure.
I think many are also scared because of the Terra Luna situation and everything.
Yeah.
How is your stablecoin different?
I think that is something that's really slowing us down right now, is people are just nervous about new things, and understandably so. I mean, yesterday, if we look at FTX, and if we look at FTX, 3 arrows, it's basically just coming to light that every single bit of yield in crypto was just a Ponzi. It was these massive funds borrowing from centralized lenders, and retail were depositing into these centralized lenders. So people like, you and I depositing $1,000 into Celsius to earn 10%. They're bundling that capital up, lending it to 3 Arrows and FTX, pumping the market. And it was all just one great big Ponzi. So as that yield disappears, and people calm down and kind of recover from this, people are going to really be in search of real yield. So that is the real key differentiating factor. You can only right now you could only earn yield on your USDC or USDT in these kind of yield farms that were all fake. The whole thing's collapsed. And then other than that, USDT and USDC are earning yield on your deposits, right? They're buying treasury bills on the USD that they have in the bank, but you're not receiving any of it. So that's the real big thing, particularly in high inflation, high rate environments. You are getting debased when you're holding USDT. You're holding USDT, you're losing 8% a year. But again, they're not. They're earning yield on that. And as rates continue to climb, 5-6%, none of that's being passed on to you. So we think that's a ginormous gap. Someone is going to back a stablecoin with something else, or potentially even pass some of the treasury yields back to stablecoin holders in the form of a rebase. And then that's just a huge competitive advantage. As that thing starts to scale and people feel safe around it and around the source of yield, then why hold a stablecoin that doesn't deliver you any yield against one that does? And you know that the source of yield is transparent and sustainable. So that's kind of the key advantage, is just it's inflation resistant, normal stables are getting debased, and it's passing that yield back to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, here in Europe, the inflation is like at 10% right now, so it's pretty crazy. But yeah, everywhere around the world, right? Also, yeah.
17% here in the UK. A lot of the government inflation figures always quote core CPI, so they ignore fuel and energy prices. So there's a website, trueflation.com, that tracks actual inflation from like 1 million consumer goods. It's a lot higher inflation is than what governments tell us.
That's interesting. I need to have a look at this website.
Yeah.
What's your average annual return with USDR?
Say that again, sorry?
What is your annual average return?
Annual average return right now is 18%, but that's because 10% of it is incentivized with tangible. As that goes away, the average return will be 8 to 10%.
And when will it go away?
We'll see as we scale. At the moment, it's sustainable for a long time using tangible tokens that Tangible Labs has, but at a certain number, it won't be sustainable anymore at a certain market cap.
Okay, all right. Yeah. What do you think about the current economic situation? So the real estate value also dropped. What do you think about that?
I think it's an ideal time for real USD to kind of be expanding its treasury. We want to be expanding to, $100 million, $1 billion plus market cap in the next few years during the dip, so that the treasury is acquiring all these assets cheaply in a recession, so that as we enter a bull, there's a real big cushion and over collateralization in the backing to absorb loads of capital in the next bull safely. And people feel then confident because the treasury is so over collateralized. So I think the faster that we can grow in this dip, the better, and more Lindy, and the stronger we are going into the next bull.
Yeah. In the bear market, we need to build, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, yeah. And yeah, I know also from my friends, many think about Bitcoin as a safe haven. What do you think about that?
So I think this is another thing where real USD kind of comes into, if we look at the core problem that crypto initially tried to solve, it was this inflation, printing money out of thin air, and eventually fiat collapsing. And that's kind of what Bitcoin was trying to solve and is still trying to solve. The problem is that it's too volatile against government currency, local currencies, to be used as money. And that might not always be the case. At $10 trillion, it may be the case that Bitcoin is very, very stable and it can be used as money. But in these next few years, I don't get me wrong, I still believe Bitcoin's a safe harbor, and a great asset even in crazy times like this. But it's not good money, especially for the average consumer. The average consumer can't say every month I'm going to put my salary into Bitcoin, and then I'm going to spend it as well as I'm going. The person might one day end up with way more goods and services, might end up with way less goods and services. So I think that's real USD is kind of playing for that same thing, to become money, an inflation resistant currency, a alternative to fiat that people can use and spend in real life, that people can put their whole entire salary into every month to beat inflation, and then turn it back into fiat as and when they need to spend it.
Yeah, I agree with you totally. Yeah. In general, I also saw you updated your white paper last month at the end of October, I think. What have you updated there? Should the investors have a look, or?
Yeah, I think it was the same all around real USD V2, and just the changes that we put out this week.
Okay. So if they want to inform themselves about the real USD and think about investing in it, you can have a look there. And what's your plan for the upcoming months or also years with Tangible?
Yeah, so the next 6 to 12 months is really all going to be around scaling real USD. We've got an affiliate program that launches maybe Friday, maybe Monday. And you earn basically for referring people to real USD, for teaching people about, teaching them. Everyone, normal people we're really targeting with this. We made a lot of content about how to get real USD using Coinbase, a Coinbase wallet, for complete beginners that have never used crypto at all. And teaching people about inflation and about how real USD is an inflation resistant currency. And you earn basically for referring people. And you even earn for people that they refer and they refer and they refer, so on and so forth. And you earn in Tangible. Well, we use Tangible, we swap it into real USD and pay you real USD. And you get paid the very next day from the day you refer someone. And it's all, you can connect your wallet and monitor all the payments in the website. So we're going to be partnering with influencers and a variety of different people to kind of kickstart this whole loop and try to get the market cap up, like I said, as quickly as we can in the next 12, 24 months during the bear, to acquire as much property as possible.
And how much can users earn if they...
If you invite 10 people and they invite 10 people and so on and so forth for 7 tiers, you would earn $11 million. So it's really down to you. It's down to how industrious are you as an individual? How many people can you convince? That's if they all bought $100 worth. I think selling it as well is actually very, very easy, because you're not really selling something to someone because they're not parting with their money. They're just exchanging into another currency, and they can exchange back at any time. So they're not actually parting with their money. So I think that part of it's easy. Also, everyone's talking about inflation. So it's pretty easy to make someone understand this is an inflation resistant currency, first money ever, that's backed by real estate. So all that's easy. Getting the first 10 people is easy. Getting those to get 10 people, I think, is relatively easy, but just enforcing that same structure and rules to make sure that those 10 continue to get 10 and get 10. That's the difficulty. So I think it's all going to be around people that create a good system and recruit effectively. Those people will do the best, and probably influencers will do very, very well. I know influencers make 10, 20 mil plus off their Bybit and Binance referral links, some of the biggest ones a year. So.
Okay, yeah. I saw also on your Twitter account today, you posted that if you invest in USDR, you can, earn 47 times more than if you invest in the US dollar over a period of 50 years.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I think that's a crazy idea. And also, I think you can also refer your friends to such an idea.
Exactly. Inflation's kind of, it's kind of gone under the radar, right? It's like this hidden tax scammy thing that the government's just doing to us very, very quietly. But not anymore. The inflation numbers got so out of control because of all the printing and COVID. Now everyone's like, oh my God, why is everything so expensive? Everyone's going to buy milk, buy bread, and they're actually realizing it. So it is good timing to kind of make people understand inflation.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. I think that's it from my questions. in general, how can investors stay up to date with Tangible? So what's the best, social media channel? Where do you inform your users?
Yeah, Twitter, probably Twitter or Discord, to keep up to date.
And you also have Telegram, right?
Yeah, we do. Yeah. It's
So I think
Tangible DAO.
if investors have questions or anything, they can also ask you anytime there. I also have a look at YouTube if there are any questions, but no, currently not. If you have any questions, you can write in the chat and we will try to answer it.
I guess there will be some delay. If somebody has a question, there will be some delay. I hope you can understand me. But yeah, Jack, the affiliate program, that sounds like very interesting. Can you maybe give us a little more details about the referral program? Like, do I have to refer 10 people exactly? And doesn't matter of the volume, or how does it calculate it?
No, yeah. So you can refer as many as you like. You can refer 2 or you can refer 1,000. We just recommend 10 so that people earn well. You know, I think $100 at 10 is very achievable for every person. Every person knows 10 people and every person has $100. So that's kind of why we put those numbers in there, just because they're relatable and achievable. But yeah, you could do 2 people at $1,000. You can do whatever. And the way that it works is it's 3.5% on that first tier, and then 0.5% on the next tier, 0.25% on the next tier, and then 0.1 onwards for multiple tiers. So I think, yeah, it's really about getting as many people as you can in that first tier, but ensuring that they go on and tell more people and tell more people. And I think it's an inherently viral thing, like I said, just because a lot of people are talking about inflation, a lot of people understand it, and a lot of people looking to make extra money right now. Everyone's suffering inside and outside of crypto. It's a pretty easy product to sell, easy way to earn.
Do you also have
yeah, that's very good.
Do you have already something on your website where people can inform themselves also about the referral program?
Yeah, I just wrote a Medium article. I just posted it. I will tweet it from the Tangible account after this, and then everyone can check it out then.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Cool. I don't see any questions in the chat. Do you, Doreen?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, then thank you for your time, Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for having me.
And yeah.
Okay, perfect. Doreen, I think you can finish the stream. Yeah, thank you everybody for watching. And yeah, we see us next time in the next AMA.
Thank you.